Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. And like you read the title, this video where we're going to talk about, as crazy it is, why did Kia Stinger win the car of the year for 2018 from Motor Trend? But before I get into the video, if you've been watching a few of my videos, please hit the subscribe button with that little bell notification. I do make other videos about Q50, Q60 models and put a lot of information out. But in this video, I just want to let people know, because most of the people who are on my channel, y'all love Infinitis, y'all liking Nissans. And some of y'all actually come from other brands such as the Subaru, from Mitsubishi, from BMW. I appreciate all you guys hitting me up in the DMs on my Instagram at boostinmotion and then my Facebook at boostinmotion. And also commenting below. But otherwise, now let's get into the video. All right, guys. So, as crazy it is, yes, we could just put the power out there. They have a better transmission than us, from what all the reviews saying. Also, their motor, not necessarily is better, but it's a very potent motor at 365 horses, twin turbo 3.3. Cool. Also on top of that, one of the questions we always wonder is, why are they getting so much aftermarket support? Because we want to hate this car, but then you got to love it. Because Kia is giving the market a lot of what they want. And this is what Infiniti is not listening to. Marketing and what the customers want. One, let's talk about infotainment. Everybody knows the center stack and everything on the Q50, Q60 is trash. It's completely trash. There's nothing. It's just literally looking at two screens that don't really do nothing that you don't care about. Now, the Kia Stinger has that afterthought, a lot of reviewers said that afterthought tablet, but you can get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Yo, I would love to have that in my car right now, because then I can do all the stuff I want to do and bring it into the car. Infiniti doesn't do that, but the Kia Stinger has it. That's really one strong selling point. Two, they have a loaded standard features. Now, just looking briefly at the leather trim, you can get quilted Napa leather seating trim. On top of that, you can get ventilated seats. And I love this option. Yes, they also get the 60-40 split, but also they have a lot of cargo room. And they have way more space in the front and back seat than the Q50. Now, I understand the Q50 and the Stinger are not in the same class. Most of you guys are going to sit there and agree. But for it to have more expensive lease rates than the Q50, even a Redsport, you're like, why is it still getting that? Like, what's so cool about the Kia Stinger? And here's the honest truth, guys. When you come from an underdog, people are going to rave about you. Wow, these guys can make such a great looking car, or a great car that's loaded up with all these features. But when you're a Nissan, come on, guys. Nissan is like the purebred for Nissan, Toyota, and Honda. We're the ones who making the heavy hitter cars still. We're the ones making the twin turbos. We're still chasing BMW technically. But when you think about performance in a Japanese world, you go to Nissan, Infiniti, period. You don't go to Lexus. You don't go to Toyota. Right or wrong, guys? Come on, let's be honest. And if you wanted a beast of a car, let's just say if you want to go a European, you would probably go to BMW. You're not going to go to Mercedes or Audi. Even though Audi makes a lot of great cars, you still would rather go to BMW, because guess what? They have the best driving experience, period, nonetheless. So because Infiniti said, you know what, let's make this VR30, a VR30 motor, which is pretty much derived from the VR38. Yeah, it's going to be a competent motor. That's why they made that Rouge or whatever, that GTR Q50 they made, because they were just showing you what the car could do, but they're just going to make it into a smaller package. And that's what they did. They gave us VR30. So the world looked at it as like, you know what? They made a twin turbo V6. They do that already. But look what Kia's doing. You get what I'm trying to say? You know, that's why they're winning the car of the year. They're coming from an underdog point of view. One. Two, they're giving the consumers what they want, what they need. Room, space, comfortability, convenience, and the latest tech. They have a good sound system they also make for the car. And also for more of the performance guys, they have an LSD option, guys. Yes, the Kia Stinger has an LSD option. You can get it with LSD. Now, they have the GT, GT1, and GT2. Pretty much, the GT2 is a more loaded up one. But you can get an option of having an LSD. Infiniti took that out of the Q50, Q60. The G37s and the 370Z had this as an option, and then they said, you know what? Most of the cars people buy from us, Infinity said, so like, oh, we probably can get overdrive, so we'll just use the ABS system to kind of trick it to be a fake LSD. So we could just have that vectoring that way. And that's what this is what auto manufacturers are doing. They're taking the sport out of it. Now, I'm not saying that an all-wheel drive should necessarily have an LSD. I think a real drive should definitely have it. Because yes, you can spoof the system with the ABS, but otherwise than that, like the LSD is, you just look at it like, wow. They have an 8-speed automatic transmission, which is definitely better than our 7-speed. But come on, it's a more up-to-date car. We've been using this transmission since, 2009, this 7-speed transmission. A few other things that I've noticed also in the car is some of it does have a lot of stick-on crap. Because, you know, it's freaking from Kia, guys. It's from Kia. But when you look at the car from the outside, from the front, I kind of like the way that the facade look. The side looks a little funny with the sloping rear end. But it's a hatch. The back opens up as a hatch rather than a trunk, which I really love. And I do love the idea of having a lot of cargo room, but it not being a wagon. So I'm going to just try to briefly just bring this to a close. Like, you can get great BBKs on this car. You can have a sports option. You have a sporty motor. You have a sporty driveline. You can get an LSD. On top, they have a decent transmission. The interior is roomy. You can get decent interior from the leather to just the infotainment. You know, you have a good experience. The car sat in it, you got great visibility in the car, which I actually do love, except for that rear pillar for the hatch. But then also you can just store so much stuff in the car. The only real gripe that I have about the car is, one, the rear end. I don't like how it looked with that little line that comes over. They should just delete that and paint that. I don't know why they did it. I guess they didn't want like a Ford Fusion or the old Ford Fusion or something like that, or the old shows. Well, I don't know. But anyway, that, and also on top of that, the lease rates. I believe when this car was first coming out, I said, you know what? That they come out with this car, if this car is right around that $300-400 range, this is a great deal. But then once it first came on the market, with good credit and sometimes money down, people are paying like almost low $500 for a GT1, and a GT2 was like almost high 500. So I'm like, get out of here for a Kia. You know what cars you can lease, including from Infinity or Lexus, for $500 a month? I was like, no, from a Kia. But all in all, I'm realizing that the American market, we want the most for our money, and we'll pay a little extra as long as we know we're getting it and we're enjoying where we're at. So yeah, I may like my Q50, but for the few things that it is missing, I am definitely dire wishing that we had a better infotainment. You know, I really do wish for the rear-wheel drive guys that we did have a limited slip differential choice. I really do wish that we have like a better seats that we can have, or opted up seats. If you go like a Mustang GT, they'll have like Recaro seats. Like, I wish that we can have more of a sportier car, because Infinity, you guys were doing so good with the IPL or the 70s, and now it's like they just took it all out, you know, whatever the case might be. All in all, I understand why Motor Trend won this. I mean, gave it to the Kia Stinger. Just briefly to name some of the other contenders that was in there: Audi A4 Road, A5 BMW, Civic Si, Honda Odyssey. So it wasn't like it was going against other cars in this class, but it was going against other cars that I guess were coming on a new, refreshed on the market. And the finalists that it went against were the Lexus LC, the Porsche Panamera, the Model 3, which is a really dope car, the Type R, and the Honda Accord, and the Giulia. So it beat those selected few cars that made it as a finalist. So I understand why people want the car. It does. It's a good all-around car that you can get almost everything from it. Sporty looks, sporty driveline, great interior, a lot of cargo room, and not too expensive when it comes to lease rates. But all in all, guys, that was just my personal opinion. Tell me, guys, what you think below. Let me know what you think. Some of you guys, I've talked to y'all hate the Kia Stinger. I'm not gonna say I hate it, but I understand why Motor Trend did what they did. But otherwise, this is Boost Motion. You can contact me at Boost Motion on IG and Boost Motion on Facebook. And comment below. Come on, let's talk, guys. You have an amazing, beautiful day.